It is senior day here at Elmhurst College as we prepare you for the start of Elmhurst and North Central in wrestling action. The seniors will be recognized very briefly before we get started here today. And when they are introduced, they will make their way out with their parents.
Ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation for Ethan Bowes, accompanied by his dad, Joe.
First senior being introduced for the Blue Jays here. Ethan Mose, a senior out of Oak Park, Illinois, at 133 pounds, out greeting the Elmhurst coaching staff. Brian Brooks, scheduled to wrestle tonight at 285 pounds out of Homewood Flossmoor. Took over the starting role this year in the heavyweight division.
Our third senior, ladies and gentlemen, is a four-year letterman and starter for the Blue Jays. He captured the conference championship at 133 pounds his freshman season and was the conference runner-up last year. This season,
One more senior for you. 141-pound wrestler out of Carroll Stream, Illinois. Jake Denhoff, 11-7 this year, wrestling up a weight class from 133. And out he comes. So those are the senior wrestlers for Elmhurst this Wednesday night as the Blue Jays meeting North Central College in the CCIW dual meet. Elmhurst 2-0 in the CCIW this year with wins over Wheaton and Augustana. And we'll have the matchup coming your way in a moment on Blue Jay TV. Welcome once again to R.A. Faginal Hall on the campus of Elmhurst College. Tim Calderwood with you. Elmhurst College wrestling on this Wednesday. Elmhurst taking on North Central. A couple of programs over the past few years which have been the dominant programs in the CCIW. Elmhurst ranks 13th in the NWCA poll, 9-2 overall. North Central 5-8. We will begin our matchup here today in moments. The captains are in the center of the mat talking things over. It was senior day before the contest. 3 Elmhurst seniors honored, as Elmhurst and North Central prepare to do battle here tonight. Talking about an epic battle at the end of last season in the CCIW championship meet between Elmhurst and North Central. We begin at 125 pounds. It'll be Mark Johnson for Elmhurst and Nathan Fitzenrider for North Central. Tough test here for Mark Johnson. Johnson is a sophomore out of Joliet, Illinois. He's taking on the number 1 ranked wrestler in the nation, Nathan Fitzenrider. Fitzenrider out of Wheaton North High School, hailing from Winfield, Illinois. 23-4 overall. But he's actually been moved down a weight class. Had been wrestling at 133. He's at 125 currently, where he is 23-4 on the year. Mark Johnson has not wrestled since December 18th, when he suffered an overtime defeat to Alex Crown of Waynesburg. He's lost his last 3 contests after a 5-0 start. In those 5 victories, a couple of majors and a pin as well. Johnson holding his own here early on against Fitzenrider. For Fitzenrider, this is just his 9th match of the season at 125 pounds. He's 5-3 at this weight class. 1 major decision, 1 tech fall, and 1 pin among his 5 victories. He has yet to wrestle in the CCIW at this class. He was 18-1 at 133. Kind of stalemate will push him off the mat. Terry Giardini, the referee. Fitzenrider creeping his way in on Johnson, who's standing his ground. Can Johnson hold up here? He's able to change course. And we're towards the edge of the mat. Another stalemate will be called with 1:46 remaining in the first. Tim Calderwood with you on Blue Jay TV. Elmhurst College wrestling tonight. Fitzenrider in position, trying to strike first. Johnson looking to avoid as Fitzenrider circles. Mark Johnson, only a sophomore, transferred into Elmhurst after wrestling at Lincoln College. He was a national junior college qualifier, and he holds his own again here in the first. Mentioned North Central suffering a little bit of a down year. The Cardinals certainly, well, it hasn't been for lack of playing a tough schedule, that's for sure. They took on 2 matches at Northern Illinois Division I program, as a stalling warning is called. Lost to Northern Illinois and also lost to Stanford. In the CCIW, North Central took down Wheaton 35-15, and they also disposed of Augustana 27-18. So they are also unbeaten in conference matchups entering our dual meet here tonight. Other contests for North Central. They headed up to Northwestern for a dual meet. So like I mentioned, certainly isn't for a lack of challenges. This North Central squad with 3 of their 8 losses coming to Division I programs. They also took part in the national duels. It was hosted in Springfield, Illinois. Also the Olivet College duels, where they finished 3-1 with their 1 loss coming to the hosts. No scoring here as the first period winds down. Fitzenrider looking to strike first. Johnson continuing to hold his ground. And Fitzenreiter is just about to score the takedown and does as the first period expires. So Fitzenreiter with a takedown right at the end of the first period. Johnson will defer the choice for the second period. And it'll be Fitzenreiter in the down post with a 2-0 advantage. Only 2 seconds of ride time accumulated because the takedown came so late in the first. Johnson hanging on to Fitzenreiter, driving him down to the mat. He's reversed the riding time advantage here quickly. Again, Fitzenreiter ranked number 1 in the NWCA poll. And Fitzenreiter with an escape to build a 3-0 lead. Fitzenreiter last year at 133 pounds the entire season finished 37-3, including a 7-0 mark in duels and a 4-0 mark in the CCIW, on his way to the CCIW championship at 133. He holds a 3-0 advantage here as we come up on the midway point of the second. Fitzenreiter giving up very little. Starting on his knees and forcing Johnson to try and make the first move. Under a minute left in this second. 3-0 advantage for Fitzenreiter. Johnson just hanging around, hasn't done a whole lot offensively right now. Fitzenreiter driving in and Johnson thwarting the opportunity. Fitzenreiter circling around and recording another takedown. Fitzenreiter shutting out Johnson 5-0 as the second period winds down. Couple of late takedowns with only 2 seconds left in the first and with just 22 seconds left here in the second. A stalling point was taken from Johnson, so it's now a 6-0 lead for Fitzenreiter. And it'll be a neutral start for the third. Just to let you know, the dual meet score is at the bottom of your screen along with a weight class, and in the top left corner, that's where you will see the score for this specific match. Mark Johnson from Elmhurst in the blue, Nathan Fitzenreiter, number 1 in the nation for North Central in the red. Both teams looking ahead on the schedule. The CCIW Championships right around the corner, February 9th. It's amazing how quick that winter moves along, isn't it? North Central coming off of a 5th place showing at the Manchester College Spartan Mat Classic. We're down to 120 left. Back towards the middle. Some other dual meets upcoming for North Central. They'll take on the Wabash College Max Servies duels in Crawfordsville, Indiana. That is this upcoming Saturday. They also have the University of Chicago on their schedule in terms of dual meets. 2 more for Fitzenreiter, who holds an 8-0 advantage with time winding down here in the opening match of our duel today. Fitzenreiter trying to score the major decision to start things for North Central. Johnson just crawling, trying to find any opportunity to escape, looking to avoid the shutout here in the opening match. Tack on an extra riding time point presently for Fitzenrider as Johnson again tries to escape. He's up to his knees, now looking to reverse. But he's at the edge of the mat with 4 seconds left. And that'll do it for match number 1. Nathan Fitzenrider with a major decision for North Central to put the Cardinals up 4-0 in the dual meet. Moving on to 133, Dalton Bullard wrestling for Elmhurst. Brian Gonzalez wrestling for North Central. He wrestled at 125 this weekend. North Central out to a 4-0 advantage. In the dual meet, Dalton Bullard out of Belvedere wrestling for Elmhurst. Trying to avoid the takedown. And there is the takedown. Credited to Bullard. Brian Gonzalez, meanwhile, out of Glendale Heights. He wrestled at Glenbard North. Bullard trying to flip Gonzalez, but a reversal. Terry Giardini now calling over. He wants to check the score. Giardini going over to the table for a conversation with Steve Marianetti, the Elmhurst College head coach. Scoreboard presently shows a 2-0 lead for Bullard. And they said instead of a reversal that they allowed 1 point escape for Brian Gonzalez of North Central, so it's now 2-1. Dalton Bullard on the season is 12-7. Brian Gonzalez 14-8. Bullard, a junior for Elmhurst, but did not wrestle last year. Wrestled at the University of Nebraska 2 years ago. Also wrestled at Illinois. Yes, the University of Illinois was 4-4 during the 2007-2008 season. 4-time All-State choice at Belvedere High School. Placed 5th at the state championships as a freshman and a sophomore. And then was the runner-up during his junior and senior seasons. Pretty impressive high school record. 160 up and only 12 down. He's wrestling at 133 for Elmhurst and trying to score the takedown on Gonzalez towards the edge of the mat with the first period winding down. Bullard has the left leg of Gonzalez wrapped up, trying to sweep the right leg out from underneath as well. Gonzalez pulling in the arms of Bullard to deny. And Bullard ripping at that left leg. At the edge of the mat again, no points yet. There's a takedown. It's a 4-1 edge. First match of the year for Gonzalez at 133. He has a tech fall, 2 pins, and a major decision as well at 125, where he is 1-0 in the CCIW and 4-1 at duels. First period expires. Dalton Bullard for Elmhurst with a 4-1 advantage. Brian Gonzalez will defer. Choice is to Elmhurst, and Bullard will choose the down position here to begin the second. 2 minutes on the clock. We're underway at 1:33 in the second period. Opening match went to Nathan Fitzenreiter of North Central with a shutout, 9-0. Brian Gonzalez trying to tick away the ride time. It will now start to count in favor of Gonzalez, who is in control here of Bullard, despite the 4-1 lead. He has an arm wrapped up. Now Bullard using his strength to his knees. Bullard to his feet, driven down again by Gonzalez. Bullard trying to turn. He's on his feet. Bullard looking to rip. Bullard close to the escape. Gonzalez not giving way. Gonzalez circling around. And with a minute to go in the second, there's an escape. Bullard able to work his way out of the grasp of Gonzalez. And he'll immediately gun for the takedown. He has the right leg of Gonzalez. Bullard pressing in. Bullard lifting. Bullard trying to trip the left leg. He has it, and 2 points. 7-1 advantage for Bullard. 30 seconds left, and we've reached a stalemate. Gonzalez attempting to escape with under 20 seconds left. Gonzalez got to his feet before he was dragged down from Bullard, who would not give up. Bullard still in control here. Down to 3 seconds, looking for a quick reversal. It won't happen before the second expires. 7-1, Dalton Bullard with the advantage over Brian Gonzalez. So we move into the third period. Brian Gonzalez is a biology major at North Central. He's in the down position to start. The riding time is turned over towards Bullard, who is fully in control. 7-1 advantage. 3 takedowns for Bullard plus an escape. The only point an escape for Brian Gonzalez in his first match of the year at 133. Dalton Bullard, in his first appearances of 2012, lost his last 2 decisions. A couple of Division I foes in there from Harvard and Rider. 11 victories this year for Bullard in their 3 pins and a couple of tech falls. He takes a look at the scoreboard. Wants the major decision to try and even up this duel. He's looking to flip Gonzalez. Down to 32 seconds. Bullard allows Gonzalez to escape. Gonzalez attempts to reverse. He'll pick up the escape point. 7-2. Bullard, if he can score a takedown, will have Elmhurst at major decision. We're towards the edge of the mat with an even 16 seconds left. Can Dalton Bullard score the takedown here and record the major decision at 133? He has the waist. He flips. There's the takedown. And Dalton Bullard will record a major decision, 10-2 at 133 pounds to even up this dual meet at 4-side. Moving on to 141 pounds. Jake Denhoff for Elmhurst, a senior out of Carroll Stream. 11-7. He was honored before the matchup. Elmhurst with 3 individuals honored before the matchup here today. Andrew Zobak, a nationally ranked wrestler for North Central here at 141. One of 2 nationally ranked wrestlers. You've already seen one of those in Nathan Fitzenreiter at 125, and now it's Zobak here at 141 with the first points. He's 20-5 on the year out of Canton, Illinois. A couple of seniors tangling. Jake Denhoff, as we mentioned, 11-7 on the year for Elmhurst. Had a 5-match win streak stopped last week to Greg Sanders of Concordia, Wisconsin. A very tight decision, 12-10. Denhoff has been involved in a lot of close matches this year. Had been wrestling at 133. He's up a class to 141 this year. And that's where he's wrestled the entire season, as he's able to escape the clutches of Zobak. Andrew Zobak with 1 match at 149 this year. The rest of his contests have come at 141. 1-0 in the CCIW, owns a pin, 3 majors and 2 tech falls. Injury time as Jake Denhoff shaken up, holding that left leg. 2 points awarded to Zobak, who now holds a 4-1 lead here at 141 pounds. Elmhurst and North Central have split the first 2 matches. Major for Nathan Fitzenreiter at 125 and a major for Dalton Bullard of Elmhurst at 133. Thus we are even at 4 aside. Zobak won 40 matches last season for North Central, including a perfect 4-0 mark in the CCIW, claimed the 141-pound championship. Trying to stay active, up, walking around on the mat here. Denhoff being stretched out. Told you about the upcoming schedule for North Central. Well, Elmhurst obviously here today honoring the seniors. Blue Jays hosted the Al Hankey Invitational this weekend, finished 2nd. They will head to the Border Brawl this weekend at Wisconsin Whitewater. It'll be the final dual meets of the year for Elmhurst. Jake Denhoff will be all right. A 4-1 advantage. We're in the first period with 1:20 remaining. Denhoff looking to score. Trying to lose that left leg, and Zobak with another takedown. 3rd takedown for Zobak. Holds a 6-2 lead here in the first. Zobak 7-2 in dual meets. He's got Denhoff on his back. Denhoff trying to avoid the fall. A 2-point near fall awarded to Zobak, who now holds an 8-2 edge here at 141. Elmhurst and North Central both unbeaten in dual meet action, 2-0. Denhoff trying to hang through this first. Closing in on 2 minutes of riding time for Zobak. And he's got Denhoff on his back again. Denhoff trying to avoid the pin here at the end of the first period, just looking to hang on, and does. Saved by the bell. A 3-point near fall awarded for Zobak at the end of the first. Choice to Denhoff, who defers. Zobak will choose the up position. Zobak last year became the 10th individual to record 40 or more wins in a single season. Placed third at the Great Lakes Regionals and went on to the National Championships. It's in his third full varsity season. Won 23 matches as a sophomore. He holds an 11-1 lead as we head into the second. Terry Giardini continues to wave off the 2-point takedown, and they are now 2 on the board. 13-1, Zobak in control here at 141. He had 2 near falls and 3 takedowns in the first. A 4-4 duel as he looks to flip Denhoff. Denhoff really struggling on the bottom. Trying to regain his footing. Reaching those palms out in front. Driven down. Denhoff trying to avoid being flipped here. Trying to keep his hips up. Denhoff turning over. Denhoff with a reversal. So from a near fall to a reversal for Denhoff. 13-3. Second period winding down. Denhoff shuffling towards the middle. Over 2.5 minutes of ride time on the side of Zobak here at 141. And it'll be Zobak's choice heading towards the third. Deferral, and Denhoff will head down. Denhoff with a quick 1-point escape. Well, as the match has progressed, Denhoff has steadily improved. He had a very rough first period. Found himself down 11-1 after one. He's outscored Zobak by a 3-2 count since, and he's gunning for the takedown here. Perhaps went a little too strong. Towards the edge of the mat. Denhoff looking for the flip. Stalemate. Head back to the neutral position. (13-4) advantage for Andrew Zobak of North Central here at 141. Dangerous hold. It'll break it up momentarily. Denhoff creeping in towards Zobak. Denhoff, nice take. Boy, he completely fooled Zobak there. Quick aggressive turn. Denhoff trying to flip Zobak, and he avoids it. Oh. 13-6 with 30 seconds left in the third. As of right now, it would end up as a major decision for Zobak. Denhoff is going to declare an escape for Zobak. And he will let him up quickly and grab the arm. 14-6. 23 seconds left in this one at 141. Jake Denhoff in his final match in front of the home fans is taken down with 10 seconds left. And an escape quickly for Denhoff. Denhoff, the 2009 CCIW champion, was during his freshman season. It is a 17-7 major decision for Andrew Zobak. And so North Central will again retake the lead in this dual meet. To 149. Ryan Early has been very strong for Elmhurst this year. A 14-3 record. He's out of Wheaton, and he's taken down quickly by Eric Oyster, who is a sophomore. Ryan Early, a junior. Eric Oyster out of Plainfield, a sophomore for North Central, with a 7-8 record. Oyster has spent some time at 157 this year. He is winless at 149, 0-5, compared to a 7-3 mark at 157. But he owns the early advantage. However, an escape for Ryan Early. Ryan Early won the CCIW championship at 149 pounds last year. Finished 19-5. Placed second at 141 in the CCIW championships in 2010. He's been beaten only 3 times this year. Won his first 4 matches before losing to Cody Silvestri of Wartburg. Then won his next 2 before back-to-back defeats to Brett Alfrey of Wheaton and Alberto Quiros of Augustana. Since then, Early has rattled off 5 consecutive victories. In there, 2 major decisions, 2 tech falls. But it's Early trailing 2-1 on the board with 125 gone here in the first. Early with 1 pin this year. Eric Oyster, meanwhile, with 4 majors, but those came at 157. A little bit of juggling in the lineup for North Central head coach Kevin Bratland. Under a minute in the first. We're at 149 pounds in this wrestling duel. Elmhurst and North Central. Elmhurst ranked 13th in the NWCA poll. 9-2. North Central 5-8. Both teams have logged very difficult schedules. .43 3/10 here in the first. A 2-1 advantage for Oyster. Scored an early takedown. Eric Oyster placed second at the CCIW championships last year, losing to Early. Early gunning for the takedown, has it. With the first period winding down, Ryan Early will take the lead away from Eric Oyster here at 149. A 3-2 advantage. North Central has the choice here. It'll be a deferral for Oyster. Early will choose the down position here to begin the second. 8-4 North Central on top in the dual meet. That's the score at the bottom of your screen. In the top left is the count for this matchup. Quick escape for Ryan Early to begin the second. That'll allow Early A 2-point edge at 4-2. Oyster looking to lift the right leg of Early. Early trying to counter. Nothing yet. Early looking to turn around on Oyster. He's trying to work his way to his feet. Early in position. Does he have the takedown? Yes. 1 minute left in the second. Oyster to his feet. Escapes. (6-3). Early with the advantage here at 1:49. Who wants to make a move here in the final minute of the second? Early cautious. And a stalemate. Back to the neutral position. (20 seconds left in the second. Early turning around. Does he have it? Nothing yet. There's a takedown again for Early. Now it's a tough spot for Oyster. Almost was able to flip him into a near fall situation. 8-3 advantage for Early. Down to 3 seconds in the second. We head to the third period at 1:49 with Ryan Early leading 8-3. Oyster started down here in the third, slowly working his way free. 8-4 the count now, thanks to the escape. Ryan Early turning. Early looking to flip Oyster. 2 more. Very strong showing for Ryan Early here at 1:49. Against the man he beat for the CCIW championship a year ago here at Elmhurst. Escape for Oyster. 10-5. Nearing a minute left in this one. Early perhaps trying to record another takedown, which could put him in a position for a major decision here and to tie up this dual meet. Looking like it might be an every point necessary in this duel. Early towards the left leg. Oyster avoiding. Oyster looking for a takedown himself. 40 seconds. Stalemate. Back to the neutral position with under 30 seconds left here in the third. A 10-5 lead for Ryan Early. Early trying to circle his way around Oyster. Time winding down. Inside of 10 seconds. 10-5 decision for Ryan Early at 1:49. Each team has won 2 matches in our duel so far, but by virtue of a couple of major decisions, North Central up a point as we move to 157.
For North Central, it's Jody Bodie. For Elmhurst, Tom Young. Bodie is a senior, Young a junior.
Tom Young at 157 for Elmhurst out of Clarendon Hills. 5-4 this year. Joby Bodie, a senior for North Central, who is 16-9.
Young is a Hinsdale Central graduate from Clarendon Hills. He's 5-4 this year.
Bodie hails from Richmond, Illinois. Take a look at the results for Tom Young this year. Lost his last time out to James Layton of Chicago, a 4-2 decision. That stopped a string of 5 wins in a row after losing his first 2 of the year. 5-4 for Young this season. Every matchup has been a decision with the exception of one injury default. Joby Bodie also has logged some time at 165 this year for North Central, where he was 8-3. He's 8-6 at 157. Does own a pin this year. 16-9 record overall. Trying to strike first here at 157 and has himself a takedown. 1:13 to go here in the first. A quick escape, though, for Young. Joby Bodie won the CCIW championship last year at 157, 25-11 overall. He was 20-9 at 157. Competed in the Great Lakes Regional at the 157-pound weight class. During his sophomore season, he reached the CCIW championship match at 165 and was 12-15. With 30 seconds left in the first, we head to the middle of the mat. Tom Young saw time last season as the starter at 157. Picked up his first victory at Elmhurst over Illinois State's Matt Scapanicia on November 20th. Came to Elmhurst after wrestling at the University of Wisconsin Stevens Point. He trails 2-1 as the first period expires. Down is the choice for Joby Bodie after the deferral from Young. Young, a 4-year varsity letter winner at Hinsdale Central, and a quick escape for Bodie as the North Central grappler up 3-1. Tom Young, a state qualifier during his senior season at Hinsdale Central. Elmhurst with 2 nationally ranked wrestlers to come at 174 and 184 respectively, Danny Balderas and Joe Rao. North Central stronger in the lighter weight classes, with their 2 nationally ranked wrestlers having already competed here tonight. That being Nathan Fitzenreiter, who shut out Mark Johnson at 125, and Andrew Zobak, who scored a 17-7 major over Jake Denhoff at 141. 1 minute in the second. Almost a takedown here for Young. Instead, he misses, and it ends up as a takedown for Bodie, who owns a 5-1 advantage. So Young was a moment away from recording a takedown, but it was Bodie who comes up for North Central, and now he's looking to flip the Elmhurst College junior. Teams have split the first 4 matches. 2 majors for North Central, 1 major and a decision for Elmhurst, resulting in the 1-point margin in the dual meet, 8-7. Young just crawling away as time expires in the second. Deferral to Elmhurst. Tom Young will end up in the down position here. Ride time over a minute now for Joby Bodie here at 1:57. Kind of an important match here at the midway point. And Young is to his feet. 5-2. .115 left in this one. Remains a 5-2 edge for Joby Bodie here at 1:57. Bodie pushing in, takedown. And now he's going to allow Young up to his feet. Young to his feet, down 7-3 in the third, 2 more. Make it a 10-3 advantage for Joby Bodie. And the North Central coaching staff is telling him to allow him to his feet yet again. There's an escape. It's 9-4. One more takedown would turn it into a major decision for Joby Bodie. North Central gunning for all the bonus points they can collect here. Bodie driving in. Young looking to score and does. 9-6. If Young can flip Bodie, this could be quite the turnaround here in the third. Instead, an escape. Five-point edge when you factor in riding time here in the third, as we're down to 10 seconds left. And we'll head back to the middle. Young driving towards that left leg, but time expires. And Joby Bodie will record an 11-6 decision as North Central now holds an 11-7 lead on the board.
At 165 pounds for North Central College, Devin Milheim. For Elmhurst, Mike Ryan.
North Central with a quick takedown here at 165. It's Devin Milheim, a sophomore out of Easton Rapids, Michigan. Tangling with Mike Ryan for Elmhurst out of Indian Head Park, Illinois. We have blood time called. Devin Milheim receiving the attention here at 165. Let's use this chance to recap. We started at 125. Nationally ranked Nathan Fitzenrider of North Central, a 9-0 shutout of Mark Johnson, put the Cardinals up 4-0. Dalton Bullard returned the favor for Elmhurst at 133 with a major decision over Brian Gonzalez, 10-2, even the match at 4 apiece. Another major decision, this time for North Central at 141. Andrew Zobak, 17-7 over Jake Denhoff. Ryan Early then dispatched of Eric Oyster at 149, 10-5 for Elmhurst. bringing Elmhurst to within 8-7. Moments ago, a decision at 1:57 for North Central as Joby Bodie an 11-6 count over Tom Young. And North Central holds an 11-7 advantage on the board. We are at 165. Devin Milheim for North Central. Just received treatment for some blood. Holds a 2-1 lead over Mike Ryan. Milheim a sophomore, Ryan a junior. Devin Milheim came to North Central from Lansing Community College. Finished 4-1 last year at 157. And a takedown for Milheim, who now holds a 4-1 advantage. Milheim against Mike Ryan. Ryan in a precarious position. Milheim gunning for the pin. And Ryan able to avoid a 2-point near fall awarded to Milheim, who now holds a 6-1 edge. Each of these schools are unbeaten in the CCIW, 2-0. Mike Ryan, a newcomer to Elmhurst, spent the last 2 years at Harper College in Palatine, Illinois. 3-time varsity letter winner at Lyons Township High School. 3-time All-Conference Award winner as well. Finished third in the state at 152 during his senior campaign. And he's on his back. Ryan in a tough spot. Milheim looking for the pin. The count is on. Inside of a minute in the first, 3-point near fall awarded. And an 11-2 advantage for Milheim. Mike Ryan has 2 falls among his 4 victories, also a tech fall. Now he's got the position on Milheim. He's got the reversal, and he could have the pin. The count is on in the center. What a flip by Ryan. Milheim trying to avoid. What a turn of events. Does he have him? Milheim just hustling a pin, and a big turn of events. Mike Ryan with a huge pin. He was down 11-3. And he comes up with the fall. A big fall at that. It'll completely turn the tide of the matchup. From down 11-7, potentially facing a major decision at 165 to a fall, we're looking at a 6-point swing for Elmhurst, who now leads 13-11 in the duel. Boy, when you hear a lot about not giving up, even when you're in a tough spot, that is why. And it was important because the strong portion of the Elmhurst lineup is coming. Danny Balderas and Joe Rao at 174 and 184. It's Balderas presently ranked 9th in the NWCA poll. The sophomore out of Westmont, Illinois, who wrestled at Downers Grove North, taking on Andrew Bradley, a senior for North Central out of Woodstock. So the first pin of the evening goes to Elmhurst. Danny Balderas with the early 2-1 advantage here, just over a minute into the first period. Balderas wrestled primarily at 174 last year. He was 11-6. Placed 6th at the Concordia, Wisconsin Open. 33-9 record during his junior season, 35-6 during his senior at Downers Grove North High School. Balderas has been one of the staples in the lineup for Elmhurst. Has not lost since November 19th. That was to Luke Reinisch of Wisconsin Parkside. 9 in a row since. 3 majors in there. 5 major victories on the season for Balderas. He'll dance around a bit and work on Bradley. Inside of a minute in the first. Big turn of events at 165. Mike Ryan was being dominated by Devin Milheim. A quick reversal and then a pin after being down 11-3. Off the edge of the mat. Final 10 seconds of the first. Not a lot of action here. Balderas looking to score towards the end. A warning issued. Andrew Bradley wondering exactly what Terry Giardini was thinking there. Bradley previously attended McHenry County College. Won the CCIW championship last year at 197, so he's way down. After finishing 19-9. Bradley has not wrestled at all at 197 this year. He's split his time with 1 match at 184 and 5 matches at 174. An escape for Bradley to tie things up. Last year, Bradley wrestled exclusively as a takedown for Balderas, who's again ranked 9th in the NWCA poll. He'll be followed up by Joe Rao, who's ranked 3rd at 184. 13-11, Elmhurst in front. After a huge swing at 165. They were on the verge of a major decision against them with the first period winding down. Mike Ryan with a reversal leading to a pin, a huge swing. Went from down 11-7 up 13-11. Potentially looking at maybe 15 or 16-7, which is why that pin was so pivotal at 165. 1 minute left. Period 2 towards the edge of the mat. Look out. Tim Calderwood with you on Blue Jay TV. It's our final coverage of wrestling. We will have some basketball coming up for you this weekend. Illinois Wesleyan visits R.A. Faginal Hall. Men's and women's matchups, 5:30 and 7:30. 5:30 women, 7:30 men on Saturday. Matt Friedman will have the call of the women's matchup. I'll be on the call of the men's affair here on Blue Jay TV. Down under 30 seconds left in period number 2. It's a 4-3 advantage for Balderas. There's a stalling point taken away. Danny Balderas will pick up the extra point. Now it's a 5-3 lead as the second period expires. Down position for Balderas to begin the third. And an escape makes it a 3-point advantage at 6-3. Just 3 matches left after this one. And what's been a nip and tuck duel between the two teams who have routinely battled each other over the last couple of years at the top of the CCIW. No surprise, a tight duel. We're in the third period. Not a lot happening presently between Balderas for Elmhurst and Bradley for North Central. We'll head back to the center of the mat again. One minute left. Elmhurst looking to build on the 2-point edge in the matchup. Balderas aiming for a takedown here. Nothing yet. Still nothing. Stalemate. 30 seconds to go. 6-3 advantage for Balderas. No ride time factored in here. Balderas looking to lift the left leg, turning, twisting, driving. And a takedown instead for Bradley. Now it's 6-5 with 6 seconds left. Bradley needs to allow Balderas back to his feet, which he does, and he will not have time to try and even things up. 0.2 of a second left on the clock. It's only enough for Terry Giardini to signal. There it is. 7-5. Danny Balderas extends the Elmhurst advantage at 174. So now Elmhurst holds a 16-11 lead on the board. Quick 2 points for Joe Rao, who's ranked third in the NWCA poll.
He's a sophomore, 4-11. Joe Rao is St. Patrick's high school graduate from Chicago.
Andrew Hiller, the opponent for Rao here at 184. Hiller is 4-11 on the year. He's a sophomore for North Central out of Glen Ellen. Wrestled at Glenbard South High School. Joe Rao is out of Chicago. He prepped at St. Patrick. Rao having a monster season for the Blue Jays. Although he struggled at the end of 2011. Still found a way, though, to place in a very tough invitational at Northwestern, despite losing his last two matchups to Brandon Atwood of Purdue and Eric Schmidtke of Oklahoma. He did record 4 consecutive wins over D1 foes: Spence Patrick of Stanford, John Rizcala of Michigan State, and Eric Smith of Penn. 3-point near fall for Rao. Huge start for Joe Rao. Again a count. Rao trying to record the second Elmhurst pin. Hiller doing his best to hang on for North Central. This could seemingly end the duel. Rao turning again and a pin. This one at only 147. As Elmhurst is now doubling up North Central 22-11. See what I mean about how big that turning point was at 165? Really twisted the momentum, and as we move to 197, Danny Vargas with a quick takedown. Vargas is a sophomore out of Wheeling, Illinois. He's 12-3 this year. Dylan Mahler out of Marquette, Michigan, up in the UP. A freshman, 10-17. They probably only have about, 10 plus inches of snow on the ground. Two matches left, counting this one. Elmhurst now in position to finish off the matchup. The only way they can lose is if they get pinned in consecutive contests. Danny Vargas knows that here at 197. Vargas, the winner of 5 in a row, pinned Patrick Jennings of Waynesburg back on December 18th. And he's in a position to try and pin Dylan Mahler. The near fall count is on. It's a 2-point near fall for Vargas. Danny Vargas, the CCIW runner-up last year at 197. Finished 5th at the Great Lakes Regional. The count is on yet again. He owns a 4-0 advantage thanks to a takedown and a 2-point near fall. And it looks like he will receive 2 more near fall points. Indeed he does, make it a 6-0 lead. And now he's trying to flip Mahler again. More count. Trying for the 3rd pin of the duel. Vargas on top of Mahler. 1:15 left in the period. Giardini underneath, watching closely. Mahler trying to hang on. And he's somehow able to cycle his way out for the time being. A minute left in the period. Vargas again on top of Mahler. There's the pin. 2:02 for Danny Vargas. And Elmhurst has now indeed won the duel over North Central. That's the 3rd fall of the contest.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we come to our final match of the evening. At heavyweight for North Central, freshman Chris James. For Elmhurst, senior Brian Brooks.
Well, North Central was up in this meet 11-7. Not only that, but they were up 11-1 in the matchup at 165 pounds. Oh my goodness. Brian Brooks on senior day, scoring a quick takedown. Brian Brooks, 14-5 out of Homewood, Illinois. Taking on a freshman, Chris James from Bolingbrook. Brooks honored before the matchup here today, along with 2 other seniors on the Elmhurst roster. Ethan Mose, who did not participate in this duel, but Jake Denhoff did. Brian Brooks was 4-3 last year, 4-3 during his first year with Elmhurst as well. He attended Illinois State University before coming to the Blue Jays in the 2009-2010 campaign. An escape for Chris James. Brooks at 14-5 this year, lost to Curtis Blades of Harper in a pin during his last matchup on January 14th here at Elmhurst. 28-11, Elmhurst has won the duel. The Blue Jays ranked 13th in the NWCA poll, and it's a takedown for Brooks. Brooks in position on top of James, and a fall. 1 minute and 39 seconds. How about domination for Elmhurst from 165 on? They record 4 pins in the final 5 matches of the night and pick up a 34-11 convincing win over North Central. Elmhurst is now 10-2 on the year, and North Central drops to 5-8. That will wrap up our broadcast here on Blue Jay TV. The Elmhurst Grapplers record 4 pins in the final 5 matches of the contest to post a dominating 34-11 win over North Central, losing only 3 matches in the process. That'll put the finishing touches on this one. Thanks so much for taking the time to join us. For our entire Blue Jay TV crew, cameraman Phil, producer-director Glenn, I'm Tim Calderwood. Thanks for watching.